Okay, hello, welcome back. Good afternoon. Welcome back to the Law Entrance YouTube channel. I'm your host Govind Singh, your faculty for GK and Current Affairs. And we are back with another Hindu and Indian Express newspaper analysis at 3 p.m. Today is Thursday and we are ready for our analysis. How many of you are here with me today? Prerna is here. Hi Prerna. Jasmeet, good afternoon. प्रेरणा गुड आफ्टरनून, सात्विकी गुड आफ्टरनून, धृति गुड आफ्टरनून, सबको गुड आफ्टरनून। कैसे हो आप लोग? कैसी चल रही है तैयारी? ऑन अ स्केल ऑफ 0 to 10 हाउ इज जीके प्रेप गोइंग? चैट बॉक्स में बताओ जल्दी से। Then we'll start in 1 minute. On a scale of 0 to 10, how is GK prep going? What are the challenges you are facing? What are the milestones you have achieved? वो भी जानना important है। सिर्फ दिक्कतें नहीं, अचीवमेंट्स भी पता होने चाहिए मुझे कि क्या तोड़ फोड़ मचा रहे हो आप लोग। सो चैट बॉक्स में बताओ क्या चल रहा है आजकल। टिल आई शेयर द लिंक ऑफ दिस सेशन। Tanvi says 7 to 8 out of 10. Prerna says 9 on 10. Good afternoon to all the new joinees. GNZ says 7 once I complete backlog, then 10. Good afternoon, Mishika. 9.5. Satviki, very good. That's terrific. Adrita says 7 out of 10. ऐसी क्या दिक्कत आ रही है? जिन लोगों का 7 चल रहा है उन लोगों का 8.59 क्यों नहीं चल रहा? Is this because of backlog? Is this because of not being able to catch up with all the current affairs every day? Is this because of low marks in mock test? Why do you rate yourself 7 out of 10 on your GK prep and not 8 plus score? जल्दी से मुझे बताओ चैट बॉक्स में क्या समस्या आ रही है, तो उसका समाधान करेंगे फिर हम। अगर समस्या आ रही है तो, समस्या नहीं आ रही है तो स्कोर 8 से तो ज्यादा होना चाहिए मित्रों। ऑल्सो आज लॉजिकल रीजनिंग की क्लास है 8 बजे। क्वेश्चंस की प्रैक्टिस करेंगे आज, अजम्पशंस पे, इन्फ्रेंसेस पे, कंक्लूजन पे। तीनों क्लासेस रिवाइज करके आना। इनफैक्ट चारों क्लासेस रिवाइज करके आना। रिवाइज ऑल द 4 क्लासेस। द फर्स्ट वन ऑन इंट्रोडक्शन टू एलआर, द सेकंड वन ऑन assumptions, the third one on conclusion, and the recent one on inferences. We'll practice questions today at 8 p.m. live on our YouTube channel. Most of you have a backlog. Please clear your backlog at the earliest. We are almost 4 months away from the exam. इस स्टेज पे आपका बैकलॉग ज़्यादा नहीं बचा होना चाहिए। Revision is a problem. Mock scores is a problem. Okay. Stuck at 80s in mocks, can't seem to increase speed. प्रैक्टिस से ही होगा, करो हो जाएगा। चलो आज के सेशन में let's dive deeper. Let's share our presentation and let's begin today's session. I hope you all can see my screen. This is 25th. Let's do a slideshow. Okay, so if I'm visible, audible, and if my presentation is also visible, quickly give me a ready in the chat box, ready to begin, and then we shall start. Ready in the chat box, ready in the chat box, quickly, quickly, quickly. Parv is ready. Rajnandini is ready. Arman is saying spirits are low. Spirits क्यों low है यार? Spirits कैसे low हो सकती हैं? मोटिवेशनल गाने गाऊं आपके लिए तो बढ़ेंगी स्पिरिट्स। हाउस द जोश बोलूं, स्पिरिट्स आप लोगों को हाई रखनी पड़ेगी। ठीक है, चलो सब लोग हैं रेडी। लेट्स स्टार्ट। रेडी, लेट्स गो। So we have 3 topics for discussion for today. First is an editorial topic, which is about outlining of urban transformation strategies. So this is also somewhat related to the budget on what all we are doing with respect to urban transformation, urban development. We'll take a look because it's in the editorial. Then relocation of cheetah is happening. Cheetahs are coming back to India. Which place, how, when, we'll discuss that in this particular topic. Then there is an article about UN Security Council and how we are not moving forward with expanding the UN Security Council. It's still stuck at 5 permanent members. We'll talk about what does India want, how can India benefit, what are the ambassadors saying, all of that discussion. एंड मेंटी क्विज इज बैक सो गुड न्यूज आज बढ़िया सा एक मेंटी क्विज है आप लोगों के लिए 7 क्वेश्चंस व्हाई 7 बिकॉज थाला फॉर अ रीजन ठीक है एंड देन वी हैव vocab express we have 3 new words for vocabulary ठीक है चलो स्टार्ट करें आज का सेशन if yes give me a yes in the chat box quickly and then we shall start yes in the chat box इंडियन एक्सप्रेस का भी करवा दो चलो कल इंडियन एक्सप्रेस कर लेते हैं इंडियन एक्सप्रेस का एक ओवरव्यू ले लेंगे ठीक है इंडियन एक्सप्रेस का ओवरव्यू से स्टार्ट कर लेते हैं चलो अब अगर पॉपुलर डिमांड आई है तो उसको मैं इग्नोर तो नहीं कर सकता लेट्स स्टार्ट विद लुकिंग एट द इंडियन एक्सप्रेस देन ठीक है चलो इंडियन एक्सप्रेस दिख रहा है सबको स्क्रीन पे आर यू गाइस एबल टू सी इंडियन एक्सप्रेस ऑन योर स्क्रीन यस चलो ठीक है तो देखते हैं इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में आज क्या क्या किस किस विषय पे चर्चा डिस्कशन हुआ है Now, first article is saying it's bench versus bench at Supreme Court over Delhi case, judicial propriety not adhered to. Justice Gawai asked, why did another bench act when notice already issued? So, दो bench के बीच में एक तरीके से टकराव and let's say tiff चल रहा है. And what is this issue? इसको हम कल की क्लास में चलो डिटेल में करते हैं, ठीक है? आज इसकी डेप्थ में नहीं जाते, बट आप लोग अपने एंड से पढ़ना कि ये क्या इशू है. What is this Delhi case? All right. Games tomorrow. Which games? Which games are starting tomorrow? In fact, have started today. Some of the events are today as well. Which games? In Paris. The logo is on your screen. The Olympics. देखो कितनी बढ़िया फोटो आई है. The moon has been captured between the rings. Moon pictured with Olympic rings at Eiffel Tower. So it's happening in Paris. And we'll have a dedicated live session on Olympics. We'll have a couple of dedicated videos for you talking all about Olympics, about India's representation, about the historical significance. Aaj Salik sir at 6 p.m. is taking a session where he'll be talking about Olympics as well. So make sure you don't miss it. 6 p.m. today live. Now this is quite predictable. Sparks fly as opposition MPs allege budget bias. Finance Minister says outrageous charge. 2 states got pakoras, jalebis, plate of others empty. So this has been said by Khadge who? Mallikarjun Khadge. Okay, Congress leader. Then we have Team India's go-to man Bumrah is guest at. अच्छा ये तो छोड़ो. Tech security FTA on table. UK's Lamy. Who's UK's Lamy? Lamy is your foreign secretary from UK who's on a visit to India. He has met Mr. Modi and Jaishankar. ठीक है. UK के अभी नए प्राइम मिनिस्टर बने उनके नाम मुझे बता दो चैट बॉक्स में. Who's the new UK prime minister who has replaced Rishi Sunak? Very recent news. We covered this chat box quickly. Keir Starmer is the correct answer. Dharini has given me the right answer. Olympic मुझे किसने सबसे पहले बताया था? Let me check. Give credit where it's due. पर्फ ने मुझे बताया. Paris Olympics absolutely correct. चलो आगे चलते हैं. Let's look at what else is there in today's Indian Express. MP High Court imposes cost of 1 lakh on state, says insensitivity on the part of police department. This is a state-based case, so we'll just skip it. No felling of trees on Kanwar. Sorry, Kanwar नहीं है, ये कांवड़ है. कांवड़ मार्ग is basically जहाँ से आपकी कांवड़ यात्रा निकलती है. UP government has said that to NGT. What is NGT? National Green Tribunal. ठीक है, headquartered in Delhi. NGT के chief कौन है? Who's the chief of NGT? Tell me in the chat box quickly. चलो आगे चलते हैं. After summon, Sukhbir Badal appears at Akal Takht Sahib. So Akal Takht is in Amritsar in the Golden Temple premises, and Sukhbir Badal has appeared there. Not relevant for us. Bengal BJP chief. This is also not relevant for us. Delhi riots video departmental inquiry begins against 2 cops. This is local news, not relevant. How to get PUC, not relevant. You can quickly skip the city news and the state news comfortably unless something extraordinary has happened. 65 years of diplomatic relations between Colombia and India. This is a fact which you can remember. नथिंग बियॉन्ड दिस। कोलंबिया का याद कर लेना, प्रेसिडेंट प्राइम मिनिस्टर कौन है, कैपिटल क्या है, कहाँ पे लोकेटेड है, बेसिक स्टैटिक अराउंड कोलंबिया। नाउ यू गाइज नो हाउ टू प्रिपेयर स्टैटिक फॉर piece of current affairs information, so prep accordingly because it's a milestone. No fire safety, unqualified staff at hospital. This is again local news. High Court landfill, local news. Okay, this is a very interesting news. So, also not important from an exam perspective, but interesting nevertheless that a person wearing the Spider-Man costume, but he was in हवाई चप्पल. ठीक है, हिंदू में जो आर्टिकल आया उसमें हवाई चप्पल का भी मेंशन है. So हवाई चप्पल पहन के स्पाइडरमैन जो है गाड़ी का बोनेट खोल के he was roaming around. So police took action twice on this guy. So he has been arrested एक बार पहले भी earlier, and again he has been arrested for the second time. So yeah, interesting article. हिंदू में पता क्या लिखा है इसकी लास्ट लाइन? हिंदू अगर आप पढ़ोगे न्यूज़पेपर, उसमें लास्ट लाइन लिखा है कि स्पाइडरमैन रिटन बाय स्टैनली has his major superpower as luck. So luck is the main superpower for Spider-Man, but that's not very true for this Delhi-based Spider-Man, Mr. Aditya. So yeah, interesting article. The skip budget bonanza skip we have discussed enough. Okay. Nothing important here. Supreme Court orders status quo at Shambhu border, proposes panel to reach out to farmers. शंभू बॉर्डर कहाँ पे? हरियाणा दिल्ली बॉर्डर है शंभू बॉर्डर, सिंघू बॉर्डर, शंभू बॉर्डर, ये सारे वहीं पे। एंड सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने स्टेटस को ऑर्डर किया। स्टेटस को का मतलब क्या होता है? व्हाट डज इट मीन व्हेन वी से सुप्रीम कोर्ट हैज ऑर्डर्ड स्टेटस को? दिस इज अ लीगल टर्म व्हिच यू ऑल शुड नो। लीगल क्या, जेनरिक टर्म भी यू शुड नो। व्हाट इज स्टेटस को? यस, जस्टिस प्रकाश श्रीवास्तव इज द करेक्ट आंसर। सबसे पहले मुझे दिया है अरमान ने, एनजीटी चेयरमैन, एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट। रेडिट से पिक्चर है, अच्छा। द थिंग्स एज दे आर, जैसा है वैसे ही रहने दो, ठीक है, बिल्कुल सही। नो चेंज इन द सिचुएशन, दैट मीन्स स्टेटस को, जैसा चल रहा है चलने दें, ठीक है। चलो, तो ये अभी हमारे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज़ नहीं है, कुछ इसमें मेजर डेवलपमेंट होगा तो विल लुक एट इट। वीवीआईपी सिक्योरिटी, गवर्नमेंट अलर्ट्स डीजी साइट्स अटेम्प्ट ऑन ट्रम्प्स लाइफ, ये हम कवर कर चुके हैं। शूटर्स नॉट टोल्ड नॉट टू वेयर हेलमेट्स, स्मोक व्हाइल फायरिंग, चार्ज शीट स्टेज। अगेन दिस इज लोकल न्यूज़। सलमान खान इज नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर एन एग्जाम, maybe for some actresses but not for an exam. Okay, so this terror activity is again happening in Kashmir. Kupwara is in near Jammu in your J&K region. Then we have again local news. Assam music legend goes missing. कुछ ऐसा बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग मिला नहीं था ना मुझे आज इंडियन एक्सप्रेस न्यूज़पेपर में, इसलिए मैंने पिक नहीं किया कोई आर्टिकल इससे। Numbers up close. This is about debt deficit trajectory with regards to the budget. Assumptions underpinning budget math are reasonable. Budget's political choices, again, same thing. Lost geometry box. This article is talking about Camlin. Camlin, the brand of geometry box. How many of you have used Camlin का geometry box? I have personally used. Yellow color का डिब्बा होता था, tin का, metal का, very fancy. बहुत हाई क्वालिटी ज्योमेट्री इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स होते थे उसके। 17,500. How will the taxpayer spend this unexpected amount the budget has handed her? So this is, I am highly assuming that this is sarcastic, that how will the taxpayer spend this unexpected amount. 17,500, बाप रे, इतने पैसे कैसे संभालिएगा आप, क्या कीजिएगा इतनी धनराशि का? So that sort of undertone this article has. सीपिया हिंदुइज्म रिलीजियस आर्टिकल हमें करने की जरूरत नहीं है। थिनिंग ऑफ कन्नड़, अगेन दिस इज लिंग्विस्टिक बेस्ड आर्टिकल, वी डोंट नीड टू कवर इट। आई नो हिज टाइप इन डेब्यू रैली, हैरिस टारगेट्स ट्रम्प ओवर फियर एंड हेट। इनकी चलती रहेगी अब दोनों तरफ से फायरवर्क्स, हमारे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है। नेपाल एयर क्रैश हमारे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, इसकी डिटेल्स थोड़ी सी हमें पता होनी चाहिए, एंड ये आपको कराएंगे आज शाम की क्लास में। कौन? सलिक सर एट 6 PM, ठीक है। Iron Lady of Venezuela threatens to unseat its autocrat. ठीक है, कौन है आयरन लेडी? मारिया कोरिना मचाडो। ठीक है, तो ये कह रही हैं कि भाई अनसीट कर देंगी ऑटोक्रेट को। चाइनीज साइंटिस्ट फाइंड ट्रेसेस ऑफ वाटर इन लूनर सॉइल। Singapore customers can now buy meat grown in lab. India creates legroom to sign UK EU FTAs with Customs Act amendment. FTA क्या होता है? Free trade agreements, ठीक है. So we are looking at signing free trade agreements with UK and European Union. Free trade agreements से होता क्या है? आपकी ड्यूटीज कम हो जाती हैं, कस्टम ड्यूटीज, एक्साइज ड्यूटीज, दूसरे जो टैक्सेस वगैरह लगते हैं ऑन योर इम्पोर्ट एंड एक्सपोर्ट. सो ट्रेड बिकम्स स्मूदर, ट्रेड बिकम्स more profitable for both the countries. So we are looking at that कि custom acts में कुछ amendments करेंगे and then that would create legroom यानी कि space, opportunity to sign free trade agreement with UK यानी कि United Kingdom and European Union. ठीक है जी. Not for high dividends, if we suck profits out, PSUs will not be able to invest. तो एक ही आर्टिकल आया है, आप लोगों के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. SEBI says 70% of individual intraday traders in equity cash segment made losses. कल हम बात कर रहे थे FNO की. FNO में 90% of traders are making losses, but equity cash segment में जिसमें मिशिका ट्रेड करती है उसमें 70% of intraday traders are making losses. So again, this is a concerning fact. And गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से यही जो है एक इन हाइंडसाइट रीजन दिया गया है कि शॉर्ट टर्म कैपिटल गेन टैक्स को बढ़ाने का, टू डी इंसेंटिवाइज पीपल फ्रॉम इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग. इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग क्या होती है? बेसिकली आपकी 3 टाइप की कैटेगरीज में बांट सकते हो आप ट्रेडिंग को. वन इज इंट्राडे, वन इज स्विंग ट्रेडिंग, एंड देन यू हैव लॉन्ग टर्म होल्डिंग विच इज you invest for a longer period. So intraday में you sell a stock, let's say today, and you buy a stock today and you sell it today itself, or you sell it today or buy back it today. So that is called intradays. That within a day you sell it and buy it, or buy it or sell it. Okay, you don't hold it back for the next day. When you talk about swing trading, then you hold the stock for at least 1 day, and maximum can go to 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, couple of months as well. If you hold it beyond couple of months, then that is a long-term investment. That is not trading per se. So यही बात हो रही है कि SEBI, which is Security Exchange Board of India, has said that 70% of intraday traders in equity are making losses. SEBI का headquarter कहाँ है? मुझे जल्दी से बताया जाए chat box में. Where is SEBI headquarter? Musk launches poll asking if Tesla should invest $5 billion in XAI. Musk भाई साहब कुछ ना कुछ करते रहते हैं, खुराफाती. I really like this guy. He is living his life. पोल कराते रहते हैं, ट्विटर पे बढ़िया बढ़िया बातें लिखते रहते हैं. Why Supreme Court could not agree on environmental release of GM mustard? What is GM mustard? Genetically modified mustard. ठीक है, तो ये क्या कहानी है, इसको चलो कल एड्रेस करते हैं. ये एक अपने आप में एक टॉपिक है, 10-15 मिनट लेगा. Why Supreme Court did not agree on the environmental release of GM mustard? So आप लोग ये आर्टिकल पढ़ लेना. This is an important article which you should read for your understanding and for exam perspective as well. आ सकता है, ये पूछा जा सकता है, and कल इसको डिस्कस करते हैं. ठीक है, क्या है पूरा ये GMO क्रॉप्स का या जेनेटिकली मॉडिफाइड क्रॉप्स का सिनेरियो. ठीक है जी. Then we have who might Kamala Harris pick as a running mate, which means vice president. Mitigation versus adaptation. This is talking about economic survey and climate change and behavioral changes related to lifestyle. So पढ़ सकते हो, but again not mandatory. Politics around Panch Masali Lingayats quota demands in Karnataka, ये अभी छोड़ दो. You can skip this for now. 2 pillars, 4th games. So इन दोनों के चौथे Olympics हैं. Manpreet Singh, PR Shrijesh is a goalkeeper for the hockey team. Manpreet Singh is one of our defenders and midfielders. तो इनका ये इंटरव्यू आया, पढ़ सकते हो if you are interested in Indian sports. क्रिकेट के अलावा, सॉकर के अलावा दूसरे स्पोर्ट्स को भी पढ़ा करो, इंटरेस्ट लिया करो, तभी तो हम मेडल जीतेंगे. ब्रिटिश ओलंपिक मेडलिस्ट व्हिपिंग हॉर्स पार्क्स. इक्वेस्ट्रियन डिबेट. इक्वेस्ट्रियन कौन होते हैं? हॉर्स राइडर्स. ठीक है, तो कुछ तो कह दिया होगा इन्होंने जो डिबेट स्पार्क हो गई है. Okay, chalo. That was all about the Indian Express. See, nothing very substantial or important to pick up except your genetically modified thing, this article. Rest, all of it is more or less what we have covered, or a news which is not very relevant or important. So when I don't pick up anything from Indian Express, that is a deliberate decision. Okay, so you should trust my instinct. बट आई एम नॉट स्टॉपिंग यू फ्रॉम रीडिंग इट, यू कैन एनी वे रीड इट। ठीक है, चलो अब हम स्टार्ट करें अपना डिस्कशन। We have invested 20 minutes on the Indian Express analysis today, dedicated analysis. Okay, मुंबई में है सेबी का हेडक्वार्टर, एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट। सबसे पहले मुझे बताया किसने? सबसे पहले मुझे बताया मिशिका ने, बट विद अ क्वेश्चन मार्क। चलो ठीक है, दे देते हैं मार्क्स। We were called rich for using Astro and Aristotle box. Okay, most of you have used that Camlin box. Interesting. ठीक है, चलो लेट्स स्टार्ट टुडेज डिस्कशन रिगार्डिंग आउटलाइनिंग ऑफ अर्बन ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन स्ट्रैटेजीज। तो चलो आर्टिकल पे ही चलते हैं, लेट्स टेक अ लुक एट द हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर एज वेल। उसके साथ हम ज्यादती तो नहीं कर सकते, हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर वुड फील बैड कि सिर्फ इंडियन एक्सप्रेस को लाइमलाइट मिली, मुझे लाइमलाइट नहीं मिली, एंड ये तो अच्छी बात नहीं है कि नहीं। चलो लेट्स सी कि आज के हिंदी न्यूज़पेपर में क्या क्या डिस्कशन हुआ, एंड वील डाइव अ लिटिल बिट डीपर इनटू द 3 टॉपिक्स व्हिच आई हैव पिक्ड फॉर अस। ओके, दिस नेपाल प्लेन क्रैश वुड बी कवर्ड बाय सलीक सर टुडे। ऑपोजिशन स्लैम्स बजट एज अनफेयर, ये हम कर चुके हैं डिस्कस, इस पर नहीं जाएंगे दोबारा। विवेक विहार हॉस्पिटल फायर, दिस इज सिटी न्यूज। लेट्स क्विकली scroll through the city news so that we don't waste a lot of time. Okay. Nitish G is looking, I don't know, is he happy? Is he angry? Is he charged up? It's hard to figure out. What do you guys think from this expression? Is he like motivated, charged up? Is he angry? Is he lashing out on the opposition? क्या लगता है आपको? ममता जी is definitely quite angry, that I can figure out. Mamta ji is not happy. Okay, moving on. Railway budgetary allocation for Maharashtra is akin to special package. So, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav, who is our Union Railway Minister, उन्होंने बोला है कि जो रेलवे बजटरी एलोकेशन हुआ है that is almost equal to, अकिन मतलब similar to special package for Maharashtra. ठीक है, काफ़ी बड़ा एलोकेशन हुआ है for development of rail network in Maharashtra, and they are calling it a special network. ठीक है जी, चलो आगे चलते हैं। भगवंत सिंह मान साहब की फोटो आई है दोनों न्यूज़पेपर्स में, क्या बात है, छा गए मान साहब। हाँ ये देखो, स्पाइडरमैन इन हवाई चप्पल वॉक्स इनटू दिल्ली पुलिस नेट अगेन, जो मैं आपको बता रहा था। स्पाइडरमैन इन हवाई चप्पल, ये रहा वो। Greatest superpower as Spider-Man's creator Stanley said is luck, which doesn't seem to be favoring Mr. Aditya. Anyway, moving on, ये पानी में डूब गया है टेम्पल। This is the Krishna river and this is the Sangameshwar temple in Andhra Pradesh. So काफी जगह बाढ़ आई हुई है। Mumbai is experiencing heavy rainfalls. A lot of coastal regions are facing heavy rainfalls. Kerala is facing heavy rainfalls. It's the monsoon season. देन स्टेट न्यूज़ आ गई। स्टेट न्यूज़ में कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट है तो देख लेते हैं, लेट्स सी। ओके, एडिटोरियल आ गया। देयर इज नथिंग सब्सटैंशियल व्हिच वी एनकाउंटर्ड टिल नाउ। सो बजट पे हम डिस्कस नहीं करेंगे, बजट पे हम काफ़ी डिस्कशन कर चुके हैं ऑलरेडी। बजट पे अब जो आएगा वो एक आएगा बढ़िया सा क्विज आप लोगों के लिए, जो मैं लेके आऊँगा वेरी वेरी सून। ठीक है जी, चलो नेक्स्ट जो हमारा आज का फर्स्ट आर्टिकल है उसकी बात कर लेते हैं, एन आउटलाइनिंग ऑफ अर्बन ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन स्ट्रैटेजीज। अब यहाँ पे क्या बात हो रही है, कौन सी अर्बन ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन की बात हो रही है? तो देखो कहानी ये है कि what data suggests, what this article suggests is that cities in India, so urban population in India is approximately 50 crore. Cities are home to 50 crore people roughly, which makes up approximately 36% of our population. ठीक है। Now, the concerning fact is not that there are 50 crore citizens in the cities. The concerning fact is this number is growing at an annual rate of 2 to 2.5%, where the migration is happening from rural areas to urban areas. But do we have the means? Do we have the infrastructure? Do we have the kind of housing network? Do we have the kind of, let's say, sewage systems? Do we have the kind of sustenance mechanisms to host or to sustain so many people who are migrating from rural to urban areas? The answer is a big no. So that is what this article is addressing, and it's saying that we need transformational strategies when it comes to this urban population. सो यहाँ पे बात हुई है एक पॉपुलर स्कीम की विच इज द पीएम आवास योजना ब्रैकेट में अर्बन. सो द अर्बन पीएम आवास योजना विच इज इन इम्प्लीमेंटेशन सिंस विच ईयर, सिंस 2015. एंड उसमें बात हुई है कितने घर देने की, 85 लाख हाउसेस फॉर ईडब्ल्यूएस. ईडब्ल्यूएस क्या होता है, इकोनॉमिक वीकर सेक्शन. एंड फॉर एमआईजी, एमआईजी क्या होता है, मिडिल इनकम ग्रुप. ठीक है. सो दिस इज अ प्रपोजल which would take place with the help of an investment of how much, 8 lakh crore rupees. सो ये 8 लाख करोड़ का एलोकेशन हुआ है फॉर दिस स्कीम, द पीएम आवास योजना अर्बन स्कीम, जिसमें 85 लाख घर देने की बात हुई थी टू ईडब्ल्यूएस एंड एमआईजी पीपल. एंड दिस वाज सपोज टू टारगेट नॉट जस्ट ईडब्ल्यूएस एंड एमआईजी बट आल्सो द माइग्रेंट पॉपुलेशन, जिसकी मैं अभी बात कर रहा था, फ्रॉम रूरल टू अर्बन, पीपल हु आर लेट्स से लिविंग इन स्लम्स, पीपल हु आर नॉट हैविंग एक्सेस टू water, people who are not having access to healthcare, people who are not having access to a roof on their head, who are living in a, you know, kacha makeshift arrangement. So उनको rehabilitate करने के लिए and to provide them with a functional housing setup, we are talking of a few initiatives. Now what are these strategies or initiatives? One is rental housing with dorm type accommodation. आप लोगों में से कितने लोग किसी डॉर्मेट्री में या किसी हॉस्टल में रहे हो? गिव मी अ यस इन द चैट बॉक्स इफ यू हैव स्टेड इन अ डॉर्म और अ हॉस्टल. Yes, anyone? Dharini has, Bhavesh has. Okay. So if you have stayed in a dorm or a hostel sort of a setup, you might have encountered beds which are stacked one over the other. उस टाइप के बेड्स देखे हैं आपने कि एक सेटअप होता है वुडन या मेटालिक फ्रेम एंड उसमें 3 बेड्स होते हैं. So that sort of an arrangement is what we are looking at for people who are living in slums. So उससे बेटर है कि हम उनके लिए एक rental dormitory sort of arrangement कर दें ताकि they have a roof on their head at least. So that is one proposal. And ये proposal कैसे successful होगा, इसमें we are looking at PPP. PPP कल मैंने आपको बताया था what is PPP? Public Private Partnership. ठीक है. So we'll take in help from private players as well, financial support from private entities, private companies as well. And we are going to do this under the VGF scheme. Now, what is the VGF scheme? I told you yesterday, and all of you should know what is the VGF scheme. मुझे चैट बॉक्स में फुल फॉर्म चाहिए VGF की. ASAP, जल्दी से. What is the full form of VGF, which we discussed yesterday when we were talking of public-private partnership under urban development? Viability gap funding, absolutely correct answer. सबसे पहले मुझे दिया है रिद्धि ने. So this is a scheme which also caters to the same thing, ठीक है, housing and urban development. So VGF scheme के under we'll provide this dorm style accommodation, especially to industrial workers. Industrial workers पे emphasis दिया गया for this. अब कुछ और core requirements की बात करिए which we need to have in place, such as water supply, sanitation, roads, drainage. All of these things need to be in place to accommodate the existing migrant population from rural to urban and to host the increasing number, the 2% increase which happens every year उनके लिए. एक और स्कीम की हम बात करते हैं when we talk of urban transformation and rejuvenation. The scheme is called Amrut scheme, AMRUT, Amrut scheme. The full form is Atal Mission for Renovation. Oh, sorry, not renovation. Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation. Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation. This is called the Amrut scheme. The fund allocation for this is 8,000 crore, if I'm not wrong. So this is another initiative which we are looking at. The third initiative which we are looking at is the Smart City Mission. When was the Smart City Mission launched? Does anyone remember the year? I think मैंने किसी question में पूछा भी है ये in one of my quizzes. Smart City Mission was launched in which year? Mishika has given me the right answer. 2015, absolutely correct. Smart City Mission was launched in 2015. 100 cities were identified to be developed as smart cities. And उसके लिए भी fund allocation हुआ था approximately 8,000 crores का, but that has been scaled down or slashed down to 2,400 crores for now to accommodate other schemes or new initiatives. So yeah, this is pretty much what this article is talking about. Apart from this, this also talks about how we can plan the city in a better manner. On city planning, you can see this here. State governments and municipalities and also citizens will have to take forward the provisions outlined in the budget Then we are also talking about solid waste management. ठीक है, सॉलिड वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट इज अ मेजर इशू विच वी नीड टू रिजॉल्व. उसके लिए हमने एक और चीज करी थी, which is we brought in the Street Vendors Act 2014. Now this is an act which helps regulate the street vendors, which are, you know, who sell their stuff on the streets, be it your food vendors, be it your small scale traders, people who put their carts or their ठेलाs or their, you know, पक्की कच्ची दुकानें on the street. So उनको govern करता है Street Vendors Act of 2015, and it basically talks about their rights and how they are going to function in the ecosystem. So उसको further ले जाते हुए यहाँ पे बात हुई है, proposal आया है that we should develop hearts. Now what are hearts? Hearts are basically a designated area जहाँ पे आपके सारे ये street vendors रहेंगे, and then they can facilitate and conduct their business in that particular designated area, and it would not cause chaos with respect to sanitation issues, with respect to traffic issues, with respect to hygiene issues, waste management issues, and all of that. So hearts की यहाँ पे बात हुई, देखो यहाँ लिखा, the budget has proposed to develop 100 weekly hearts or street food hubs in select cities. Perhaps states need not feel constrained with the number and can facilitate all cities in preparing street vending plans and developing street vending hearts. So yes, this is what this editorial article is talking about, how we can transform our urban development and urban housing plans. What are the strategies? ठीक है, तो ये हो गया हमारा article cover in depth. Now let's move on to our next article for the day, which is what? Which is regarding the cheetah. ये वाला आर्टिकल आज सलीक सर कवर करेंगे, although I have covered this to a great extent in one of my Hindu analysis, but refresher for you guys, a recap for you guys, and maybe some more value add for people who did not watch the previous session. This would be covered by Salik sir today at 6 p.m. The immunity for president and governor. So refer to the previous Hindu analysis, and maybe you can understand things more comprehensively in today's session. Okay. चलो लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट. यहाँ पे भी देखो, ये जो बात कर रहे थे हम, यूके फॉरेन सेक्रेटरी, क्या नाम है इनका, डेविड लानी, ही इज मीटिंग मिस्टर मोदी. इंडिया कमिटेड टू एफटीए विद यूके, सेज मोदी. ओके, दिस इज वन आर्टिकल. चलो इस पे बाद में आते हैं, पहले चीता वाला कर लेते हैं. हम यूएन सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल की भी हम बात करेंगे थोड़ी सी. हाँ जी, तो हम आ गए हैं अपने नेक्स्ट आर्टिकल पे, विच इज अबाउट ग्रासलैंड्स इन कच्छ लाइकली टू होस्ट चीताज फ्रॉम अफ्रीका. सो हुआ क्या था, 1952 तक इंडिया में भी चीता हुआ करते थे एज अ स्पीशीज, बट इन 1952 चीताज disappeared from India, or you could say went extinct from India. But we want to rehabilitate, or we want to, let's say, again have a cheetah population in our grasslands, and which place is identified to be suitable for cheetahs? It is the grasslands of Kutch. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे लिखा है, while the Gandhi Sagar Sanctuary in MP is the preferred location for the next lot of imports, Banni in Gujarat is also getting ready to house some of the big cats to land in India. और कौन कौन से members होते हैं cat family में? Do you all know who are the big cats? देखते हैं किसको कितनी big cats के नाम पता है. चैट बॉक्स में बताओ मुझे कौन कौन सी big cats के नाम आपको पता है. अपनी डोमेस्टिक कैट का नाम मत लिखना प्लीज, दैट डज नॉट काउंट. लायन, टाइगर, चीता, लेपर्ड. Nice. This is called the Panthera family. Absolutely correct. Lion, tiger, cheetah, leopard. Jaguar is also a species. Panther is also a species. Snow leopard is also a species. बहुत सारे होते हैं. Puma is also one species. Correct. Absolutely correct. Good job. Ligers are not exactly a naturally occurring species. Ligers are a hybrid species, artificially, you could say, created by humans. Ligers don't exist usually in nature. ठीक है, चलो तो हम इस आर्टिकल को थोड़ा सा इन डेप्थ देख लेते हैं कि व्हाट इज द प्रोजेक्ट बीइंग कॉल्ड. इट्स कॉल्ड प्रोजेक्ट चीता. नेक्स्ट फेज इसका लॉन्च हो रहा है. एंड कहाँ से आ रहे हैं ये चीतास? दे आर कमिंग फ्रॉम अफ्रीका. ठीक है. Run of Kutch, which is in Gujarat. The exact name of the grasslands is Banni, and this is a vast grassland. You can see in the picture. Southern part of Kutch में है ये. approximately 3500 kilometers, and यहाँ पे आने वाले हैं. The other location is गांधी सागर सेंचुरी in मध्य प्रदेश. ठीक है. और क्या relevant information है यहाँ पे? Let's quickly scan it through. कूनो में भी आए थे 20 adult cheetahs. कूनो नेशनल पार्क में 20 adult cheetahs brought to Kuno since September 2022. 13 survive. Additionally, there are 13 cubs, making it 26 animals overall. So India में भी 26 cheetahs already हैं. Government's estimate is that India will need to import anywhere between 10 to 12 adult cheetahs every year for the next 5 years to groom a sustainable breeding population. One attractive aspect of bunny is that there are no leopards. ठीक है, तो leopards और cheetahs जो हैं आपस में conflicting species होते हैं, एक दूसरे को territorial species होते हैं, तो they don't let the other coexist. So with enough prey, we can over time sustain a larger population. But this is a long-term plan. An official said in October, all of the cheetahs in Kuno are expected to be released in the wild. Okay. So yeah, they're expected to be coming from South Africa and Namibia. So this is all we needed to know. Important है, आ सकता है इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस कई बार मैंने देखे हैं क्लैट में आते हुए. ठीक है, चलो अब हम चलते हैं टुवर्ड्स द लास्ट newspaper topic for the day, and then we'll move to our Menti quiz. Okay. No progress on UN Security Council expansion, says former ambassadors. So one of the former ambassador, you can see on your screen, Mrs. Ruchira Kamboj, Indian ambassador to the UN, and she's saying since 2023 there has only been movement in making the intergovernmental negotiations process on UN reforms transparent. तो अब यहाँ पे इशू क्या है? व्हाट इज द इशू एट हैंड? व्हाट इज द होल डील अबाउट यूएन सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल एंड इट्स एक्सपेंशन? सो द थिंग इज, हम सबको पता है यूएन वाज फॉर्म्ड इन 1945-46, and since then there have been only 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council. What are the 5 permanent members? I read the name in the chat box. बहुत easy ये क्वेश्चन है, आपको पता होना चाहिए. The P5 are the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council. Quickly, chat box. UK, US, France, China. You missed one. US, UK, China, France, Russia. Absolutely correct. Divyansh. Bilkul. US, Russia, UK, China, and France are the 5 permanent members. And how many non-permanent members? Number of non-permanent members to the UN Security Council at any given point of time? 10. Jasmeet has given me the right answer. 10. Absolutely correct. So India, as we all can see, is not a permanent member in the P5, but India has been a non-permanent member how many times? 8 times. 8 बार India non-permanent member रह चुका है of the UN Security Council. UN Security Council का काम क्या होता है? What is the objective? Why does it exist? So the basic funda is it is entrusted with establishing global peace, सब जगह security, peace, stability maintained रहे. But are we succeeding in that? Are the people at UN Security Council succeeding in maintaining global peace amidst things like Russia, Ukraine, things like Israel, Palestine, things like happening in Gaza, things like China and Korea and Japan, things like India, Pakistan, things like India, China? So poor job at maintaining global peace when it comes to UN Security Council. तो यहाँ पे बात ये हो रही है कि all the other countries who are not the part of the 5 permanent members, the permanent membership, which are 5 countries, the non-permanent members or the other countries are demanding that now this limit of 5 should be removed and more countries should be made permanent members of the UN Security Council to facilitate better functioning of this particular organ of the UN. India is placing a strong claim. India का argument ये रहता है कि ये जो आपने 5 members choose किए थे, these were based on the rationale on who were the let's say leaders or powerful nations when the UN was formed in the 1940s. But now things have drastically changed. India is no more a country which was under British rule. India is now one of the largest economies, one of the largest democracies. So India कहता है कि भाई, we also want a seat at the table. Not just India, countries like Canada, countries like Australia, countries, other European countries also demand a seat at the table. Now, why is there a obsession with getting a permanent seat at the UN Security Council. What is the special thing? What is the special power which these five countries have, which is, let's say, a final say or final authority on any decision being made? So if five people decide and one of them says this won't happen, then that thing won't happen. What is the power called? Yes, it's called veto power. Sharve has given me the right answer सबसे पहले. सो ये वीटो पावर का जो मोह है, वीटो पावर का जो अट्रैक्शन है, ये बनाता है यूएन सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल को वेरी लुक्रेटिव. तो one of the reasons why UN Security Council is not being able to strictly curb all this violence and instability is because of this veto thing. Because रशिया वीटो कर देगा अगर आप कोई चीज़ एंटी रशिया लेके आओगे, एंटी चाइना लेके आओगे चाइना वीटो कर देगा, एंटी यूएस लेके आओगे यूएस वीटो कर देगा. एंड हम सबको पता है कि यूएस इज वन ब्लॉक, रशिया चाइना is currently one block, you could say, but these are the powerful leaders of today's global world, including India, of course. तो इसलिए इंडिया चाहता है कि यूएन सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल का एक्सपेंशन हो, बट ये एक्सपेंशन हो नहीं पा रहा, सिर्फ डिस्कशन ही हो रहा है. उसके अलावा और भी कंट्रीज हैं जो चाहती हैं कि उनको भी ये वीटो पावर मिले. उसके अलावा एक और ग्रुप ऑफ कंट्रीज है जो चाहता है कि उनको एटलीस्ट एक से मिले इन द यूएन सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल, विच इज योर अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज. तो अफ्रीका यू सी इज अ होल कॉन्टिनेंट एंड दे आर नो मेंबर, नो रिप्रेजेंटेशन इन द यूएन सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल. तो उनका यही हमेशा लेट्स से डिमांड रहती है कि भाई हमारी बातें कौन रखेगा आगे, हु वुड टेक आवर कंसर्न्स, बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव एनी रिप्रेजेंटेशन. ठीक है जी. सो दिस इज व्हाट दिस आर्टिकल इज मोर और लेस टॉकिंग अबाउट. थोड़ा सा देख लो क्या क्या लिखा है. डिस्पाइट कंसिस्टेंट एफर्ट्स बाय इंडिया एंड अदर कंट्रीज, द मूव फॉर यूएन सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल रिफॉर्म एंड एक्सपेंशन हैज मेड नो प्रोग्रेस सो फार, कंसीडर्ड टू फॉर्मर इंडियन एम्बेसडर्स टू द यूएन, stressing that India must, however, continue to push its demand for inclusion in the top global decision-making body. Lack of progress has been subject of considerable frustration ahead of this year's Summit of the Future at the UN, which is going to happen in September 22. That is expected to bring in more than 150 world leaders to discuss plans to reboot the UN with India and its partners G4. G4 में कौन आते हैं? Brazil, Germany, Japan, and India. ठीक है. All of whom claim a permanent seat at the UN Security Council. So these are the four runners, एक तरीके से आप कह सकते हो, the leading contenders of people who are arguing for a seat at the UN Security Council. The G4 members: India, Brazil, Germany, and Japan. UNSC lashing out in recent statements about proposed pact of the future will be released and all of these things. Basically, I told you what all it is about and what is the issue at hand. There's nothing much to read up about it here. चलो हम वापस आते हैं अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन पे. We have done this, we have done this, we have done this. It's time for the Menti quiz. Menti से पहले चलो जल्दी से vocab cover कर लेते हैं. Then let's move to the Menti and we'll end the session with the Menti winner for today. First word for the day is gingerly. What does gingerly mean? Gingerly mean in a careful or cautious manner. Gingerly, he opened the door of the rat's cage. ध्यान से, formally, methodically. Antonyms are randomly, irregularly, haphazardly. ठीक है. Simple word, gingerly, careful, cautious. Pernicious. Pernicious का मतलब होता है causing or capable of causing harm. ठीक है. Harmful, dangerous, detrimental, benign, harmless, beneficial. Pernicious effects of illegal narcotics on society are known to all. ठीक है. Pernicious is causing or capable of causing harm. Now, third is a very interesting word. So this is a new word for me as well. I also learned it from today's newspaper. So new addition to my vocab is malinger. A malinger is a verb which is used to describe someone who pretends to be sick or injured to avoid doing work. So synonyms are lazy, idle, fake. आप लोगों ने कितनी बार स्कूल ना जाने के लिए pretend किया that you are sick, पेट में दर्द हो रहा है, सर में दर्द हो रहा है? I'm sure किया होगा. मैंने तो किया है, अभी भी कर देता हूँ कभी कभी. But that's just between you and me. ठीक है. Antonyms are slave, tile, work, sentences, and is he really ill or just malingering? Malingering मतलब नाटक करना कि मैं बीमार हूँ just to avoid गाली. ठीक है. So use these three words, any of the three or all three or some of these three, to form sentences after today's session in the comment section. I am seeing that many of you are not following this homework and that is disappointing, discouraging. And अगर ऐसा ही चलता रहा तो फिर हम vocab को उड़ा देंगे हमारे सेशन में से. मैं क्यों मेहनत करूँ अगर आप लोग मेहनत नहीं करना चाहते? तो प्लीज मेक श्योर दैट यू मेक सेंटेंसेस. उससे क्या होगा, रीइंफोर्स हो जाएगा वो वर्ड, आप लोगों को याद हो जाएगा मेमोरी में. ठीक है जी. चलो, let's move to our Menti quiz. I'll quickly share the code with you guys. मेंटी पे आ जाओ, मेंटी खोल लो। मेंटी का कोड आप लोग का है 6227 2 888। मैं चैट बॉक्स में भी लिख देता हूँ। 6227 2 888। अच्छा, परनी क्विज रिपीट हो गया। अरे वाह, 2 बार आ गया परनी क्विज। चलो, याद रहेगा। So Menti quiz is in your, the code for the Menti quiz is in your chat box. 6227 2 888. That is the quiz. I'm starting the presentation and I'll wait for 1 minute for all of you to join in. I'll quickly share the screen on my YouTube live as well. Okay, the first question is here. अपने आप start हो गया first question. Interesting. Okay, so first question is answered by 11 people correctly, and 3 people got it. Sorry, 3 people said Gagan Narang, which is wrong. 4 people said Mary Kom, also wrong. PT Usha, also wrong. So let's look at the leaderboard, guys. Also, I would appreciate if you guys join in with your real names. That would help me understand who is who, because all of these are fictional names. So Snuggles, I don't know who Snuggles, has answered it first and has scored the maximum points. Boti Mech Botface is second. Millie is third. Okay. Chalo, let's move on to the next question. Let's see how many people are ready with me. 26 players are ready. I'll wait for 5 more seconds because it did not give time to write name. अच्छा हो सकता है, कोई बात नहीं यार, कोई बात नहीं, इट्स जस्ट फॉर फन। एक क्वेश्चन मिस हो गया, कोई दिक्कत वाली बात थोड़ी ना है। जिन लोगों का मिस हो गया उन लोगों को मैं एक चॉकलेट भेज दूंगा, ठीक है मेरे पास, मजाक नहीं कर रहा, देखो। चॉकलेट फॉर पीपल हु मिस द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन। चलो, 26 people are ready. Let's start. 27 people. Okay, let's move to the second question. Recently, which Indian state has made it mandatory for tourist vehicles to carry garbage bags? Twenty-five responses. Most of you got it right. Good job, guys. 17 people got it correctly. Few of you got it wrong. It's Sikkim. So Sikkim has made it mandatory कि आप जब स्टेट में एंटर करोगे अपने व्हीकल से, थ्रू अ टूरिस्ट व्हीकल, आपको गार्बेज बैग लेके आना पड़ेगा और उसी गार्बेज बैग में अपना कचरा डालो, उसी गार्बेज बैग में कचरा वापस ले जाओ। हमारे यहाँ कुछ मत छोड़ो, which I think is a brilliant initiative. All states should have it. Chalo, let's move on to the leaderboard. Let's look at the names. Some of you have updated your names. Good job. Let's see who is leading the leaderboard. Jasmeet, Areva. Jasmeet is at first with 1805 points. Then we have Preetham. Then we have Riti, Dragonite, GNS, Abhash, Manisha, Sanvi, Tane, and Arman. Areva. Good job, guys. Chalo, let's move on to the next question. Question 3 out of 7. 30 players are ready with me. Lovely. Let's start. Question on your screen any moment. Scientists from which country have developed a robot face with living skin? Okay, 27, 28, 29, 30 responses. Let's see if I get 30 responses. 29 it is. Okay. Majority of you got it right. It is Japan. Very recent news. Japan has made a robot face which has living skin. It's not China. Although you might think that China ही करेगा ऐसी उल्टी पुल्टी खुराफात inventions, but it is Japan. Those guys are not far behind either. Let's look at the leaderboard. Let's see क्या उलट फेर क्या अल्टी पल्टी हुआ है हमारे leaderboard में. Riddhi has climbed to the top spot. Abhash has taken the second spot. Sanvi has taken the third spot. Jasmeet is down to fifth. And Arshnoor was the fastest person to answer this correctly and has made his way to the leaderboard. Good job, guys. Other people are also catching up. Taj, Preetham, Diptakshi, Metal. Okay, chalo. Next question. Are all of you ready? 27, 28. Wait for 5 more seconds. Okay, 30 players are ready. Let's start. Question on your screen in 3, 2, 1. Which Indian player was inducted in the International Tennis Hall of Fame in Newport, USA? Okay, many wrong answers. 8 people said Rohan Bopana, 8 said Mahesh Bhupati, 4 said Sania Mirza, and 8 people guessed it correctly, which is Leander Pace. Absolutely correct. So Leander Pace को अभी इंटरनेशनल टेनिस हॉल ऑफ फेम में इंडक्ट किया गया है. ही इज टेनिस लेजेंड, used to play for India, and mostly doubles game he used to play. Along with him, another Indian has been inducted in the Hall of Fame. His name is Vijay Amritraj. So Vijay Amritraj was also a tennis player as well as a commentator of the sport. Vijay Amritraj and Leander Pace have been inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame in US. Let's look at the leaderboard. We have new people scoring points, Dragonite and Nemo. Jasmeet has reclaimed the top spot. Riddhi has dropped down to second. Dragonite has climbed up to third. Then Metal, Adash, Sarvi, Vartika, Tane, and Nemo was the fastest. And then we have Taj. Okay, exciting. I'm liking this. That with every question, the dynamics are changing. Let's move to the next question. Question number 5, 31 players. Lovely. Let's start. Question on your screen in 3, 2, 1. Has Niti Aayog recently collaborated for the Global South Innovation Program? Most of you have already answered. Everyone has voted. Okay. And majority of you got it right. Almost 60-70% got it right. It is WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization. It's not WEF, it's not World Bank, it's not International Monetary Fund. Let's look at the leaderboard. Do we have major changes? Oh my god, we do. This is getting exciting. Suridhi has again fought back and climbed the first spot. This is a tough fight. Dragonite on second, Abash closing in on third, Metal on fourth. Then we have Sanvi, Vartika, Jasmeet, Tane, Diptakshi has entered. And Ashnoor was again the fastest. Wow, that's great. Though bar fastest. Kudos to that. Okay, other guys, quickly catch up. Second last question of the day. 31 players, 32 players ready with me. Let's begin. Has been appointed the head coach of Indian men's football team. He belongs to which country? Everyone has voted, and 20 people got it right. Beautiful. That's good, guys. Mexico, Brazil, Italy are the wrong answers. So 12 people got it wrong, 20 people got it right. Let's see the fair badal, the dynamics of our leaderboard. I think Riddhi has consolidated her first position, but Dragonite is very, very close. And Metal and Vertiga are also really close. Then we have Tane. Dia has entered the scene. Ashnoor has climbed up a few spots. Diptakshi is here. Abhash has slipped down a few spots. Sanvi has also slipped down a few spots. That's absolutely okay. As long as you guys are having fun and having a learning experience, the ranking is secondary. Chalo, last question for the day. Let's see how many of you are ready. 32 players ready again. Last question. It's your chance to climb up the spot, guys. Give it your best. Question on your screen any moment now. Henley Passport Index has published its 2024 rankings and world's most powerful passport. India is placed at. This is an easy question. Most of you should be knowing the answer to this. Some people got this wrong. 12 people got this wrong. Okay. Maybe they got confused with the numbers. 21 people got it correctly. Absolutely correct. It is 82nd. We have dropped down two places from last year's ranking, which was 80th. And उसके साथ एक और fact which you guys can remember is 58 countries की हमारे पास visa free access है. So we don't need a visa for 58 countries. And the winner for this quiz is Riddhi. So round of applause for Riddhi. 5244 points. Good job. Second time winner, I guess. So good streak going on, Riddhi. We'll have a quick congrats, Riddhi, in the chat box. Let's appreciate the winner and let's strive to be the winner the next time. Then we have Metal at second spot. We have Vartika, we have Dragonite, we have Shnur. Let's look at our other champions as well. We have Tane, we have Dia, we have Ashnur, we have Metal, we have Vitakshi, we have Abhash, we have Sanvi. Okay, good job, guys. All of you who participated, all of who did not made it to the leaderboard, you all did a great job, fabulous job just by participating. Because आप लोग क्या लेके गए? आप लोग learning लेके गए. ठीक है? So that was the end of this quiz. Let's come back to our presentation now. How was the quiz, guys? Did you enjoy the quiz? How was the quiz? Feedback on the quiz quickly. And if there are any questions, please feel free to ask. 9.5. Thank you. Quiz was great. Okay, thank you. Enjoyed, fun, मजा आया. अरमान का ISP killed his streak. Internet service provider. अमेजिंग, इंजॉयड. चलो ठीक है, अगर मजा आया तो लाइक तो बनता है आज की लाइव स्ट्रीम पे. जल्दी से लाइक कर दो. सारे 32 लाइक्स चाहिए मुझे एटलीस्ट मिनिमम. लाइक द लाइव स्ट्रीम एंड ड्रॉप योर कमेंट्स एंड फीडबैक. एंड 6 PM पे आप लोगों का सलीक सर के साथ सेशन है. देन 8 बजे वापस मिलते हैं हम लोग आज यहीं पे, सेम चैनल सेम प्लेस at 8 PM with the logical reasoning class. We'll be solving questions. Make sure you don't miss it. Important class है आज. Concepts revise करके आना. And I'll see you at 8 PM. That's all from my side. Thank you so much. Have a fabulous day ahead and keep crushing your goals. See you at 8 PM. Bye bye, guys. Signing off. Divyansh is saying metal was my idea. Okay, good job. Congrats, Divyansh. Good performance today. Okay, guys, ending the stream. Dharni is saying you said something related to SEBI. Can you please explain that? I was explaining day trading. Let's take it up in tomorrow's Hindu analysis again. Let's end today's class on this note. Can you take a class for syllogisms? Okay, we can plan that. Why not? We'll definitely look at that. Diya, ciao. Ending the stream, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.